I see like friends become famous or like friends go on to do great things, and I always think like, damn, I can do it too.
This is Champagne is Also a Band podcast. One songwriter, one song. I'm Sven, your host for a journey into the music of Champaign-Urbana. Recorded in the Blue Box studio with a songwriter from the Champaign-Urbana music scene, past or present. Champagne is Also a Band podcast is proud to be a part of the Champagne Showers Podcast Network. Welcome to Champagne is Also a Band podcast. Today, I have Jamere XO, and you may know Jamere XO from his collaborations with the Half House Studios. So, Jamere, welcome to the show.
Yo, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
It's nice to be here.
Thanks, and thanks for coming all the way out here. I appreciate it.
For sure. Definitely out here.
Today, we're going to be talking about your song, Envious, and that was released as a single. And so without further ado, let's listen to the song.
Look what you found. You found love in a moment. You found love and I'm envious. You found love is a genuine. You found, tell me why you leave me on. If you love me, then tell me what you need me for. You found love and I'm envious. You found love is a genuine. You found, tell me why you leave me on. If you love me, then tell me what you need me for. You found love. You found, you found, you found love. You found, you found. If you love me, then tell me what you need. Only love what I have, yeah, all she knows is greed. Said I get my heart and then know that it would bleed. Said you'd be here, now I'm asking where you be. Said you needed time, now I'm asking what you want. When that spoke my feelings, why you rather being blown? Tired of the feelings, yeah, I'm tired of the harm. Want you to be here with me, ain't got no time to front. But you found love and I'm envious. You found love is a genuine. You found, tell me why you leave me on. If you love me, then tell me what you need me for. You found love and I'm envious. You found love is a genuine. You found, tell me why you leave me on. If you love me, then tell me what you need me for. I love you as a person. Everything I said and did, no, I can't reverse it. You the closest thing to perfect. Having you and holding you, no, I don't deserve it. You my light, but this world got me hurt. My love, yeah, I love was something worth it. Some would even say it's worth preserving. Sometimes it's best to lead to flourish. So many times it make you nervous. God knew how to shape an angel to a person. You found love. You found, you found, you found love. You found love and I'm envious. You found love is a genuine. You found, tell me why you leave me on. If you love me, then tell me what you need me for. You found love and I'm envious. You found love is a genuine. You found, tell me why you leave me on. If you love me, then tell me what you need me for.
Welcome back. My first and favorite question to always ask is, what came first? Was it the music or was it the words?
Anytime I really make music, it really be the music. I'd say, how does this beat sound? How do I want to sound on this beat? I've been doing music for a long time. So when it comes to music now, I like my cadence to be a certain way. I like my vocal tone to be a certain way. I like my inflections to be a certain way, especially doing a lot of types of music that I do. Yeah, I generally go for like melodies first. Like maybe this will sound cool. Like, okay. And then I'll play with lyrics once I figure out like how I want the melody to go over it, you know?
So did you start with the hook first, or what came first in terms of the music then?
Honestly, you know what's funny? I made this song freestyling with my friend. Shout out artist Joseph. He's not with us anymore. He's just in Chicago. He gonna be back.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit. Nah, we was just like in a garage freestyling, and then we was talking about like exes type shit, and it was just like funny conversations, like, and I don't know how we just started talking about it, but it was just like, all right, you know, and it was like, all right, let's just put words there, and then it just started going from there.
You had a melody for your hook, and then describe a little bit about how that came together.
For me, I kind of work with Half House, well, mostly Mousepad from Half House, and me and him, we usually like work a lot, so I'm able to kind of freestyle in the booth. So if I have a melody, I can play with the melody a lot and then come up with words. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm gonna punch in, I'm gonna let that stick. Actually, I don't like that. I'm gonna play with something else. So, you know, just having that time to operate really do a lot, especially for how I like to work. Like, I could go in and be like, you know, lay something down really quick, and like most of the time it'd be really good. Or then sometimes it's just really melody, and it's like I don't really know what I want to say, but I know how I want it to feel right here. So I gotta fill in those lyrics with something that feels how it would sound. And I know that's kind of hard to describe.
Are you telling me the verses were originally freestyle? Like, when did this concept of Song of Envious, how did it come together?
Like I said, it really came up with just like a breakup conversation. And it was like kind of seeing your ex move on really fast. Like, damn, I'm a little sad now. I kind of miss you a little bit. But it was like kind of dude bro conversations. And I don't know how it got soft. That's the funny part. Like, the song is super like soft. I don't know, like the way he was talking about it at first, it was just like, man, that shit crazy, da, 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 da. And then it just turned into right. I don't know, I think we was also drunk, so I think I was making it trying to be very head ass, and then it ended up being very good to where like I only had the initial chorus for a minute, and then I was like, damn, you know what, I'm gonna actually add a verse. So that's why even in the song, like, it's like a really late break until the verse actually comes in, because I didn't really drop the official mastered mix or whatever. Mouse from Half House be mad at me because I just be dropping shit, and he be like, wait, let me master it. I'm like, the streets need it.
I was comparing the two verses. One of the things that I noticed is I feel like that first verse is about kind of like this, like, very defensive and very like angry, and then the second verse is very much like vulnerable and trying to be like, look, I understand you're a great person, I really appreciate you and all that, and maybe I didn't deserve you. But was that something that you were thinking about, or did that just happen?
That's one of those like art like is like life, because it's like, damn, I do be sad about certain shit, but then it'd be like, damn, now life is great, and life probably wouldn't be how it is for me right now had I had this person in my life, you know what I mean? So I kind of got to take the good with the bad. Like, you know, it was a fun time when it was fun, and when it got bad, it was terrible. So it's like, okay, but that is a moment in time. Like, I can't really regret you, because I don't want to live my life with regrets. But it's like, okay, I acknowledge, like, you know, it's certain ways that this could have ended a lot better. But shit, you know, that's how some things shake out.
Just because I figured the listeners would want to know, yes, this is based on a real thing.
A true story.
True story. But I think that what's great about it is, even though it is a true story to you, it is a true story to too many people, you know.
Yeah.
They understand and can relate to. It's just like, after your significant other becomes an ex, and you're like, just kind of checking out what they may be up to on social media or something, and just hoping that maybe things could be worse for them after they left.
You know, it's kind of like are you doing worse? Your life is better? Wait, you don't even care? Damn.
Yep.
You know, like you said, it's something that, like, I feel like a lot of people can relate to the feeling at least once in their life, you know.
Tell me a little bit about the recording process. So you got the beat. You had the beat for a while, and then you put it together, because it sounds like you said you bought it in 2020.
Yeah,
right?
No, 2022, like 2022. Early 2022.
Okay.
But I didn't do anything with it till like the end. Nah, my recording process, I feel like, varies. I have my good days and I have my bad days, and my good days really work. Like, I could probably knock out like 2 to 3 songs in like an hour. You know what I mean? Like me really trying, like I'll knock out the ad libs, like especially if me and like the person I'm recording with is really like on point, you know, like we could knock out something really fast and it'd be like really good, listenable, like I can drop it, you know. And then there are other times where it's like, damn, I actually don't like how I sound, like damn, maybe I need some water, like. But I think that also come with like me stretching my brain a lot, because I do try to do a lot. Like I do try to like write and like create beats and just work with a lot of people, so it'd be like a lot of energy going on that I'd be like spreading and receiving, that is like, whoa, okay. But I don't really chalk that up to nobody. I think sometimes I just be in my zone and sometimes I don't, you know.
When did this all kind of come together?
This came together like over like a drunk night, pretty much. Like most of my songs, I'd be kind of drunk. I never really like sang. This is when I first started going to Half House, so I never really like sang there before. So when I first actually did it, Mousepad said, whoa, this is really cool. And I'm like, damn, for real? Like I said, at first I'm like, I don't really know how to sound. And then he was like, no, just keep going, then layer over it. And I'm like, oh, okay, you know, I'm kind of liking it. And then maybe like 2 weeks later, like after I listened to it a little bit more, I was like, you know what? I do like it. Let me add the other verses. That's when Joseph wanted to hop on. So like we just ended up making a song.
In the second verse, you know, when I said that there's that moment of like being vulnerable, there's like that saxophone coming through. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it just kind of mimics kind of this voice of, you know, I miss you, kind of. I wish that you could.
Yeah,
be back,
I mean
kind of
that was a like me stylistic choice, but I can't really take credit for the beat though. Like that was already in the beat,
right? But but
having that like space right there, I was like, I'm gonna, you know, let it space out, because that, I don't know. Sometimes when you let something breathe, it does sound better. That's even like something I've been trying to learn, like doing a lot of music, because like I said, I do try a lot of like tones and tempos and stuff. So I've been trying to take away ad libs, or like, you know, have like one solid take, you know what I mean? Because less is more sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the hardest things in music is like when to be quiet, right? Like to keep, right? Yeah. Sometimes you just want to fill everything with sound, and it isn't as powerful as when it actually pauses and is quiet and then picks back up. I always struggle with that. So I think my favorite part is just before you're coming in with the first hook there. Like everything kind of ramps up, and then the bass drops and everything kind of comes together. But I would say that there's a close second is the beginning of that second verse, where it's just like, it feels like it's total tone change and like kind of that self-reflection kind of thing. So for me, I think that's good. That's also when the saxophone comes in, that I said like sounds like this voice that's, you know, rethinking about everything. But anyway, so I'm just curious, what's your favorite part of the song?
I'd say, that's about my favorite part of the song. I don't know. I think I really do like doing choruses and stuff. So like the chorus is pretty much my favorite part. It's just kind of catchy, you know, like ear candy-ish. Like I could listen to this.
The way that you're phrasing it too, where you're breaking it up, where it's like you found love, you found, you know, you kind of drawing it out. I don't know if that's the drunk part coming out.
I mean, it is, but also I do a lot of shows at clubs. So like whenever I do that song, a lot of people end up singing along too. So it's like, you know, just having that. I feel like a lot of people, especially drunk people, usually be drunk about, you know, relationships and stuff. So it'd be like, you found, like, it'd be kind of like fun to like have everybody singing stuff, you know. And then like even how I network and stuff, like I like, you know, including people and stuff like that. So at shows, doing this song like one of like my favorites at the end of the night, especially if I'm like going last or something. So I know everybody pretty much drunk, want to get home. Like this gonna be the last song. All right, y'all, we finna go home. Goodbye, ear candy. You know what I mean?
I was curious, do you know what effect they're putting on your voice when it's kind of that vibrato? You know what I'm talking about? Or is that actually, you know, I'll feel bad if that was actually you doing that.
I can't say exactly what presets or like auto-tune Josh does use, but I can say I did have a lot of layers, like at least 5-6 different layers on the chorus. So I maybe not.
Sure.
I'm just gonna say 50-50.
I was going to assume perhaps that it was auto-tune that was generating that, but I know that sometimes people have a, I don't know, I don't want to say like a negative like reaction if you say that something has an auto-tune sound. Like you know, sometimes there's a negative reaction to that, even though I think autotune is this really cool, like,
I mean,
effect.
I think sometimes like it's good and it's bad. Most of the time when I use it, I think I use it well. But I see what you're saying. Some tracks doesn't need auto-tune.
Sometimes it gets overused, but
Yeah.
if it works, it really works. So
True.
No complaints on my end. I think I think it sounds great.
Well, I appreciate that.
Why did you pick this song as the song you wanted to talk about today?
I think this is like a really relatable song. Yeah, like it's about to be fall time, so I was thinking this is usually the time people start either getting in relationships or getting out of relationships. So it's kind of like a great time to promote this song, one. And then I genuinely do just like how this song is. Like, being an artist, I feel like I always stop liking songs eventually, especially my own songs, because I play them so much. Like, but this one of the songs, I'm like, oh no, like, dang, this months later, almost a year later, and I still like it. Like, you know, so why not? And I think it's about like a year since I actually made the song. So like a nice little anniversary for it.
It sounds like it's also quite a staple of like your performance too. Like,
you know,
you can use it as a closer and
you know,
it works. Yeah.
The thing is, I don't really feel envious anymore. Like, I feel like that was a moment in time where I was like really sad, but I think it was a really great song. And like, this one of the songs I'm gonna look back at, I feel like a few years from now and be like, damn, this is still a good song. You know, like, I feel like it rides kind of like a classic radio-ish kind of song. I don't know. But
cool.
Yeah.
Champagne is Also a Band podcast is proud to support Jubilee Cafe. Jubilee Cafe is a free weekly meal program at Community United Church of Christ, 805 South 6th Street in Champaign, Illinois. Jubilee Cafe serves a home-cooked meal from 5 to 6:30 each Monday. Their mission is to feed hungry people by cooking healthy, delicious meals and by serving their guests restaurant-style with servers waiting on tables. Jubilee Cafe is open to anyone who cares to eat with them. Because food insecurity among students is so high, they serve students as well as others in and around the Champaign-Urbana community who struggle with hunger. Meals are free to all and will be served each Monday evening, located in the accessible lower level of the building at 6th and Daniel Streets in Champaign. For more information on the meal or how to volunteer, go to the Jubilee Cafe CUCC Facebook page or email them at jubilee.cafe@community-ucc.org. That's jubilee.cafe@community-ucc.org. Welcome back. So, Jamere, what is your favorite Champaign-Urbana venue? And that can be either like a business venue or it can be like a house venue.
Like just personal venue that I've been to?
It can be just your favorite.
Well, the one I like seeing shows at isn't the State Farm Center? Yeah. I like seeing shows there. I haven't seen like a really cool one in a while, but when I did see one like back in like I think like 2018 or some shit, it was pretty cool. Not saying anybody who's done a show since not cool, but like that's the last cool one I seen, like, because I seen how many people can be inside, how many people can know the song and be like really lit. But me personally, I don't know, like I'm an underground kind of person. Like I really do like underground stuff. Like I have to give Red their flowers. Like I really like Redheads their venue. It's cool. Like it's underground. It's really cool. I have a love-hate relationship with Canopy Club.
Right.
Like I used to love performing there, but now it's kind of like it's not bad. It's just I think like I'm just over it. But I really do like the IMC. The IMC is really cool. Only because I feel like the stage is really big and like I don't know, anytime I do shows there I get like a lot of love, so like I really like doing shows there.
You can get a bunch of people in the IMC too,
right?
But it doesn't feel like it's so massive. It doesn't, you know, like if you don't get a ton of people, it doesn't feel like it's empty,
right?
But you could fill tons of people.
Like you could, like, okay, if you get like a good 50 people to go to the IMC. For me, whenever I perform, like a lot of people do come to the front. I don't have to do much for it to like look really cool, really lit where I'm standing, especially to get like pictures and shit like that, especially to like look lit with other people. I don't know, like with Canopy, it's like it's a gamble because it's a club. Like some people, maybe they don't want to pay, or maybe they want go outside, can't, you know, do it. It's always different when it comes to clubs, but I feel like IMC is a cool venue. And then the thing is, most of the time, well, when I perform at IMC, I'm either renting it out myself or I'm having like a show with a friend who's renting it out. So like pretty much we could do whatever we want. So I don't know. Again, props to IMC.
When it's up to you to put on a good show, I mean, at that point, your focus is just to put on a good show, not necessarily to like fill the seats. I don't know. It just seems like, you know, Canopy Club, a business will want to make sure that they get people in the seats, and that's their main motivator. Which there's nothing wrong with that per se, but like if you're putting on your own show, there's just a different sense of.
Yeah, I think, like you said, the Canopy is a business, so they look for like business first. Me, I'm a business myself, not necessarily like a canopy building business.
Right.
So like whenever I do like a DIY show, it's kind of like, okay, I can get such and such price for this photographer and this person to come. I can't have this artist come through, and like off ticket sales, we could have something, you know, as far as everybody getting paid, especially like being able to set up merch. You know what I mean? Like that's something that they can do themselves. I don't really take anything off like anybody's merch or anything. So that's just extra bread for them. And then just being able to perform, you feel me, on like a really cool stage and have like a good network of people come. Like, I don't know, I personally like it myself. Like, I feel like me personally, I could get more money myself. Like, I feel like Canopy is a really good setup if I want to meet people. But as far as like just making my own money, I feel like I could just do it myself that way.
Do you have a favorite artist of Champaign-Urbana?
I met a lot of talented people, but I mean, I brought like, you know, two talented people, two of my favorites, ASAV and then K Slime. If y'all want to say hi. They don't want to say hi. It's okay. They here for moral support. I do like Slime K. I do like ASAV. I do like SBG Malik. I think for me, it's also consistency. Like whenever anybody does music, like they'll do it real fast and then stop. I think that's my other thing. Like I'll hear somebody raw ass song and I'll be like, damn, this raw as fuck. And then 2 weeks later, they just don't do anything with it. So it's like, okay. So I have like a lot of quick favorites, but like just consistent favorites. They're my favorites.
That does seem to happen. The whole like they burn really hot and fast, and then they're just gone. And I'm wondering if that's like just they realize it's a lot of hard work, and sometimes that just drains you too much, or like. I
won't chalk it up as that. I'll just chalk it up as like we don't really know anybody's life. I have problems that are different from your problems. You have problems that are way different from my problems. Like. I don't know. Maybe they just fell out of love with it. Maybe they had other important things going on, but I don't know. I try to judge people myself before I'm just like giving anybody a general, like, this is why they do this, you know? So I don't know. I think it's always a case by case. Like I've seen some people like that went to school here and that was really cool freshman year. And they just like stopped rapping for various reasons. COVID, you feel me? Like, relationships, you know what I mean? Like everybody just had their own motion, had their own lane. So it's like if you really love it, you'll come back to it. If you really love it, you probably won't stop. So
what makes a good music scene? Like what makes a good music community?
Just like, you know, showing support, like letting people know that it's like all love, like, you know, having shows but having different acts, you know what I mean? Going to studio sessions with different types of people. And then most of the artists I know, like, let's be honest, we all do drugs. So like, you know, just smoking together with somebody, you know what I mean? Catching a vibe, like just being around each other, you know what I mean? A lot of people I've met doing music or that I work with now, I've met them doing something artistic. You know what I mean? It's never like, yeah, let's hang out and go to a bar. Even if we do that, it's because we're doing something artistic behind it. So it's like, I think a good music scene is just like, yeah, just showing love. Like, you know, let me invite this person to this, you know what I mean? Like even me meeting you was nothing but just networking because I was invited to something else. You know what I mean? So just like that, like inclusiveness, being open with resources, stuff like that. Like I think that makes everybody a little like healthier as far as like building relationship wise. And like you never really know who's gonna be famous tomorrow. Right. Like me helping somebody open this door may lead them somewhere else to be famous. You know what I mean? And I don't really look for anybody to be like, oh yeah, he helped me out. But it is kind of like a damn, That's crazy. I see like friends become famous or like friends go on to do great things, and I always think like, damn, I can do it too. That motivates me. I think like having that in a scene, like having other people to motivate you in the good ways, like you always need in a positive music scene.
What's the best show that you've ever been like a part of?
Okay, so I'm gonna say two.
Sure.
One was at the IMC. I had like pretty much all my friends come. I ended up making like, I think like 150 just off ticket sales. Like it was fun. The crowd was like really hype. Like I had a 45-minute set, and like I said, it was most of my friends, but it was at least like 70 people there. And most of the people knew like at least some of my songs. So like it was really inclusive and cool and shit. Then I had people perform with me. So it was like, it was really cool. Like, and that's just a performance. I say that's like top 2. Then there was like when I opened for Armani White, that was like a really cool one. It's like top 3. But then like I performed at this like fashion show kind of thing where I modeled in it, and I performed, which was cool. It was like some fashion show here on campus, like the CE3 something fashion show. But it was really cool because my friend, he made like this really cool mask, like a set piece, and like we all walked together. You remember when the red boots was hot? Like the big red boots. Yeah. Ain't that crazy that was earlier this year?
Was it?
Yes, that was earlier this year. That's crazy. I feel like last year, right?
Yeah.
That's how fashion really worked.
What is time really?
No, for real. Time is an illusion. It was cool. Like back when we did it, it was like when the red boots was still cool. Like I said, that was like March, April-ish. That feels like a whole different world, bro.
Right.
But yeah, so that was really cool. Like just the energy and then modeling and stuff. Like it was really cool.
Part of the reason that I asked that is because I was curious if those shows had those characteristics that you were talking about, like being inclusive, but also being kind of inviting to all sorts of different people. And I feel like fashion show, you're getting all sorts of different people. You know,
right.
You've got people that are interested in fashion, and you got people that are interested in music, and kind of coming together. And like, obviously, that speaks to what makes a good show too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it was a good show. And then like I got to meet like a lot of different type of people. Like I got to meet like a few graphic designers, a lot of the people that created a lot of the clothes, you feel me? And then like regular students that like engineer stuff, but they are able to do like musical stuff too. So it's really cool. I like stuff like that, like being able to network, walk around, like see some cool art, you know what I mean? Especially when you get to ask the artist what this is, like it's really cool.
Champaign is Also a Band podcast is proud to support Exile on Main Street. Exile on Main Street, located in the old train station building at 100 North Chestnut Street in downtown Champaign, has been helping to build record collections since 2004. Carrying a wide array of new and used LPs, CDs, and video games. Exile on Main Street has something for just about any music enthusiast and old school gaming devotee. Exile also hosts regular free live music shows on its stage, so be sure to check out their Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages for the up-to-date details on the next upcoming event. Open 7 days a week, they can be reached by phone at 217-398-MAIN. That's 217-398-6246. Welcome back. So, Jamere,
what's going on?
What is your favorite non-musical thing or things?
I don't know. I like a lot of shit.
Go for it.
I really like to paint. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if you ever like come to my house, I have an art wall. I really like to paint. It's soothing. Like, it's fun. I actually got an idea with what I'm gonna do with my paintings soon, and it's gonna come with my music too. Coming soon.
Oh, you're not gonna?
Yeah, no. So I can't be dropping gems like that, bro.
Sure.
Like, what's up?
In terms of painting, oil, acrylics?
Acrylics.
Yeah.
I like acrylics. Pretty much acrylics.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't have the patience for. Like, really, it's like you really want to wait for it to dry that long. But
that's the one thing. But I think I am a patient dude when I want to be. Like, that's the one thing about art, though, that I think I can be patient with. Like, I don't mind waiting, like, 3 months to make sure a song is the way I want it before I drop it. If it's not the way I want it, then 9 times out of 10, I won't drop it at all. Or it's just going to stay stuck in the vault. So even with painting, like, I'm going to keep working on this until this canvas is done the way I want it to be done. You know, I like to finish it quickly, I guess. Another thing I like, though, My favorite thing in life, well, my second love ever in life is anime. Pretty nerdy, I know. But
well, I kind of guessed by your shirt.
I know, right?
I was like, I feel like he's gonna say anime, but
yeah, I don't know. I feel like when I was a kid, I was pretty much in front of the TV most of the time. Either I was outside or like in front of the TV. So I don't know. I just remember being up late, like just watching anime and shit, and like I just never grew out of it. Like even now, I'd be like watching new animes and shit.
Do you have a favorite, like, a series that you watched? Or
I mean, I have a favorite. It's Naruto, because like fuck y'all, it's Naruto. But then I low-key looked at like my Crunchyroll, and I real life have watched like damn near like over 80 different animes, and I'm like, damn, I didn't even know it was that many. But then that's not even all of the animes. I'm like, okay, yeah, I am a little bit of a nerd, and that's okay, fuck it. I like to write too. My freshman year of college, I was a journalist major, so that came with like hella writing and talking. So like it go with the patience thing. I really will sit by myself and like write for like 3 hours straight. Like either a song, how I feel, like journaling and shit like that. Like I really can just, you know, turn on, not necessarily like music, but like a beat. I weirdly love jazz, like Alice Coltrane. Like I don't know why, it's really soothing.
So I guess going back to the writing, do you ever do you use any of that, or do you,
all the time?
Is it just like okay?
Well,
do you look? I'm just curious about how it's part of your, I guess, creative process. Like, is that something you use for writing your music, or is it more like
so? Yeah, I think like with really personal songs, like I do put it in music. Like the Envious track was really like, I don't know, it was a breakup. It was sad, you know what I mean? So I would just take not necessarily things from like things that I've written to myself about the relationship, but more so just the feelings. You know, like what's a different word for jealous? You know, a lot of the times I would take like just moments of time of how I felt something really strongly, you know, and then I'll like incorporate those feelings in a new piece of artwork. You know what I mean? So I'm not really ripping out pages of something that I've already said. It's just more so the feeling of something I've had, because the beat will remind me of a feeling that I've had, and it's just where in this journal can I find that feeling to match this beat, so I can take a line and then I can run with it, you know what I mean, to finish an entire song.
Jamere, thank you so much,
of course, for
being on the show and telling me about your song Envious, the Champaign-Urbana music scene, and of course your favorite non-musical things. So thanks for coming all the way out here, out in the middle of nowhere.
God damn, like you got me out here cornfields, and it's a snake out there and shit.
They don't bite, I assure you.
Thank you for listening to Champaign is Also a Band podcast. This is Jamere XO reminding you great music is out there. Go find it where you live.
That's a wrap.
Champaign is also a band.
You almost have an NPR voice. It's so good.
Studio South Beaker on the inside.
He's not with us anymore. He's just in Chicago. He's gonna be back.